Hey folks, this is Ben Gessel, just making a quick video here. Saturday, kind of evening time here. Um, I may or may not be talking to a family tonight. I teach their son piano lessons about a sibling who has expressed interest in lessons off and on for a bit. It's kind of a little bit involved, but basically it's an older sibling so, I would love to teach this person, but this sibling is um, nervous. Doesn't want to show vulnerabilities when this particular sibling has progressed quite a bit on a different instrument, like the violin. Yet I still think that the sibling it would benefit from lessons. And I think the sibling would be very interested in what we have to work on. And I'm gonna probably, depending on how this conversation goes, I may make a video about what it was that I was going to talk to them about. I kind of wrote it all down. It's very organized, and the reason why I'm making this video has a lot to do with the differences between music lessons and what let's say what some people want initially when they start music lessons, or I'd say, I don't know, a lot of people, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people, and what music lessons end up being, as more or less. Well, it's very involved, very complex. But you know, I'll make the video. I have it all written down, all these thoughts. It's just a kind of a quick. I would like to be able to take care of this discussion first before I get into the meat of this video that I might make. But just to talk about one thing in particular about this whole thing, it's just that it goes without saying there's always been a difference between one's musical abilities, technique, and whatever ability to read music, all these sorts of things, and intellectual. There's a difference between all that stuff and what's happening emotionally in a person when they hear music or when they're involved with music at some point. There's a big difference, and music is one of those things that can kind of separate people. There's a separation of the people that have considerable musical skill or knowledge or intelligence or abilities or whatever, imagination, composition, or whatever it is, versus the folks that don't. And the divide is one of the reasons why sometimes people are put off by certain attitudes and among certain kinds of, I don't know, people. It does bear repeating. I think you guys all understand this on some level, but it's a real issue still. It's something that will never bring people into classical music or jazz or anything else that's more difficult. It never invites the masses in. It only invites in those folks that have a great deal of skill, innate skill, ability. Pop music pop and folk and all this other stuff tends to be very inviting. Doesn't matter how intelligent you are, doesn't matter how skilled you are at music, just doesn't matter. All right, and so it's just, and there's so many things in life that are that way. Some people, some organizations, some situations that you might be involved in are very inviting, and you feel quite at home. You feel more at peace. Some are more demanding. but yet you still feel at peace? This is the right way to go? Some people, some organizations, you never feel at peace. You're not sure why you're involved with it. You know, this is a larger subject. It's just whatever we're involved in. We might ask ourselves the question: if this is not bringing me peace, why am I involved in it? If it doesn't bring peace, what else does it bring? That's the reason why you're involved in it. Does it bring money, right? Does it bring a greater sense of self-worth? Does it bring real joy, like aesthetic joy, musical joy? Is it a social thing? Is it something where you're wanting to show off? Is it some combination of what I've mentioned, or is it something else? Well, we really should ask ourselves why we're involved in different kinds of things. We don't probably ask these questions enough. So I'm going to make this video shorter. We'll see how this conversation goes. Catch you later. Take care. Bye.